was born in Philadelphia. I was only 7 when my stepdad started touching me and telling me that's what daddies and daughters do to show love. The molesting and raping continued until I was 12. When I was 14, I met the cutest guy named Elijah. He was 27. He drove a really nice car. We'd go out of town on weekends and he'd take me shopping. I was so in love with him. I told him everything about how my stepfather abused me. Elijah used this to manipulate me into staying with him. The weekend before my 15th birthday, we went out to a motel. Elijah told me that a guy was coming to meet me. He was going to give me $500 to have sex with him. I was shocked. Elijah was my boyfriend. Why would he want me to sleep with another man? I told him it would be cheating on him. I did not want to sleep with another man. Elijah had never put his hands on me before. He slapped me so hard that my glasses flew off my face. He told me that I was his property. If I really loved him, I would do this. If not, he'd leave me. The thought of Elijah leaving me and losing him was not nearly as bad as having sex with a stranger. So I turned my first trick 3 days before I turned 15. As an adult, I finally left Elijah, also known on the street as Daddy or Mac. He was with a girl he was not selling. For the next 5 years, I bounced around from pimp to pimp, because that's all I knew. I went to jail many times for prostitution and became a felon. In 2015, I was in a bad spot when I met my trafficker, Mac. He beat me almost daily, forced me to sleep on the floor. I could not escape. We went through 5 states in 3 weeks and wound up in Henrico, Virginia. We were there less than 24 hours before I was caught up in his sting. But this time it was different. Law enforcement wanted to help me. I was told there were programs for girls like me, that I'd never have to be trafficked again. Despite my doubts, I agreed to help them so that I could be helped. I testified against my trafficker, and he went to prison for 40 years. He'll only serve 17. That's okay. The U.S. Marshals have charges against him in 2 different states for trafficking minors. Although I failed in my first safe house program, Henrico police sent me to Letitia's house. Letitia's house saved my life. They took me just as I was and gave me the time I needed to process everything. It was there where I cried, had nightmares. I was so angry, all I could do was cry. Letitia's house was there for me when I testified, when I got into college, when I got saved and baptized, when I got my ID for the first time ever. They were there. On March 21st, 2019, I'll be celebrating 3 years out of the lifestyle. Now, I work for a nonprofit. We employ fellow survivors of human trafficking. We're working on opening a safe house and a farm that will serve not only as a source of income for survivors, but a place of healing, love, and hope. You see, I choose to use what happened to me to help other women who are scared and still think there's no other way. I found myself again. I love me today. I know I am worth so much more than any other dollar amount.